Welcome home.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. When were you last home? Christmas you were home?
Christmas I always try to come
Brilliant.
back, to see my family. So I've been lucky to have quite a bit of time here over the last few years. Yeah, it's home and I miss it so much, being away all the time.
But it's working for you overseas, obviously.
Yeah, no, I've been in the States nearly 10 years now. And yeah, I mean, it's great. New York is amazing, but I think I thrive when I get both, you know, the stillness of New Zealand and the nature, which is such a big part of my life, and then the chaos of everything in New York. It's like, I need both.
Yeah. Can we talk about the album?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
so this is your fourth album,
It
right?
is,
But is this the first one as an independent?
That's right.
Yeah. So how good does that feel?
It is good. I mean, I think the record does explore a lot of themes of like that freedom that comes out of adversity and difficult times, and we've all been through so much during the pandemic, so much that we're still all recovering from. So I wanted to speak to that, and also, I mean, being an independent artist you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself and find a lot of drive within, because you don't have so much of the big infrastructure behind everything. But it is really cool to feel like you're leading the campaign and leading the direction, creative freedom, less cooks in the kitchen, so you can totally focus on what you want to say.
Does that mean that the album feels different or sounds different, do you think?
I think so, because there was less outside influence.
Yeah.
And me and the co-producer were really able to like hone in on a cohesive like concept and idea and take risks without someone in the background being like, oh, that's too risky, you can't do that, it won't get on radio or something, you know? It's like,
Given the amount of energy that has to go into that, did it give you more energy or take more away? Because when you've got a bigger team, obviously there's a lot more input, so that's less for you to do.
Yeah.
But because you had so much input in it, you can also get a lot of energy from that as well, being the lead.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's pros and cons. I think you have to be maybe more self-disciplined to set your own deadlines and make sure, like you said, stay motivated on a project. But I like the idea of when an artist is being creative, they have this kind of bubble around the process, and then after that you start bringing in the team, and that's when everyone can start getting really like strategic and the motivation can help, right? But in the early days of creativity, like it's really nice to have quite a focused, not too many voices impacting the work. So that gave me a lot of energy, actually. Yeah.
Escapism was a huge part of when it came to the creative process and writing. That was, the first few albums, but this one here is more about internal, about going within. How was that for you, exploring that part of you?
It's scary, you know, and I always say to young songwriters, like, if it's feeling a little uncomfortable, it's probably important to say it. Yeah, probably important to do it, because then you might be accessing something that not a lot of people like talk about out loud, and that's the artist's duty, is to say the things that aren't always easy to say.
But experienced by a lot of people.
Right, and then exactly, someone will listen and go, damn, they put into words something that I've been trying to articulate. And as a kid, I think I played more with characters and whimsical fantasies and stuff, which is still such a part of my work. But when you're looking for something new to say, something you haven't touched before, that felt really interesting to me and terrifying, but also, it helps people. So
our sound operator Steve's been playing a bunch of your songs underneath the interviews. We've been able to hear some of them, and it really sounds like you have tried and trialed a few different genres on this album.
Always, yeah.
So how does that feel, to be able to do that, to kind of experiment with so many different ideas and genres?
Well, it's just like I have so much in my own head that is, I have characters, I have things that jump in and out. We all do, and the spectrum of life is so varied. So I try in the music to tap into all of these different things, and try not to think of it as being like, oh, this isn't going to be cohesive. I try to think of it as it's the full spectrum of human experience, right? And I have to be excited by music to keep writing it. I have to be like, oh, I haven't heard this before, and this is making my body move. So that's how I tend to be really diverse in the work, is that I'm just looking for something that I haven't quite heard before, whether that's a producer showing me a beat they've made and I'm like, oh, I haven't done this yet, or this might access a different way of singing, or a way of expressing myself that feels new, because then it gives you excitement, right? That's what keeps you going, the momentum. I'm basically trying to say I get bored really easily. Like a little kid.
It sounds exciting, and it's really exciting to have you home. You're here for 2 shows, and 2 quite different shows as well. So Hamilton tomorrow and then Symphony on Saturday. Tell us about those shows.
Yeah, well, Hamilton will be the full show that we've been performing across the States, which has a real dynamic journey. You know, I strip things down to just me and guitar at moments, and then the full bombastic, explosive band. And then the Symphony is a festival show, so we'll be keeping that one really, you know, upbeat and exciting for people, and playing almost like, so much of the new album. It'll be really focused on new music.
But with the orchestra behind you as well?
Not with the orchestra. I'm one of the festival artists.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they've added the festival component to it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to have you home.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and I know a lot of people will be very excited to see you over the next couple of days.
Thank you so much.
Kimbra joining us this morning. A Reckoning, your 4th album out now.
That's right.
Amazing.